I think the concept that resonated with me the most throughout this course was specifically the different types of communication models with like the way people engage with conversation. So for instance, when we talked about like the turtle who withdrew in conversation when there's conflict, specifically with conflict, and then there was the aggressor who was the shark with like lasers. The You had the fox in the middle who was like collaboration. um you had the you had cooperation, which I don't remember what it was. And then you had like the teddy bear, the Care Bear, who was a soother or a harmonizer. I feel like that stuck out to me the most, and I was able to kind of, in my own life, really classify who fell where and maybe why they interacted in the way that they did, which I hadn't really considered before. Like, I was like, oh, the way you interact with people is a little more frustrating to me because you tend to be a little more aggressive about it. Like, you won't try to listen as much. Or, like, I definitely met people who were very mediator heavy. Like, I have a couple friends who I definitely would say are more willing to harmonize than they are to necessarily succeed in their goal. So, I feel like that model of all of them really stuck out to me the most because it's so applicable, and I can, like, in my brain visualize them as as whatever animal we kind of like classified as for conflict, dealing with conflict strategies. Because I definitely like, there's definitely people who I can look at and see as a turtle. I'm like, oh yeah, you just don't, you're too, like, you just don't try, like, you'll just like take yourself out of the conflict, for instance, instead of, you know, necessarily engaging or trying to find a middle ground because it's not necessarily what they're comfortable with. So I feel like that stuck out to me the most throughout this lesson. And I think that one is, it's just, there's so many different people you can see who represent it, and so you can see it all the time, and really, I don't know, like, I feel like it's something that I recognize a lot more now, and I'm able to understand people a little bit better because of it.